So this is even, hey, look, this even gets better on page 67, where again on the sick man prayer, but below it, this paragraph is really amazing. But I want to leave a minute, oh, even we don't have time, but we'll see. Referring to our list again, putting out of our minds the wrongs others had done. That's in the third paragraph on page 67. We resolutely look for our own mistake. Well, why do we look for our own mistakes? So I have here, who's the problem? Okay. Where had we been selfish, self-thinking, dishonest, right? Dishonest and frightened. It's all self-centered fear. Oh, really? To the ego. You're afraid that, this ego is going to be fractured. It doesn't want to die, but it's in fear. It's always, look, if you think somebody's going to harm you, you're in fear. The ego is very, very sensitive. You go somewhere, they're afraid, oh, the boss is going to say something, somebody at work, somebody around me, a clerk in the store, somebody's going to cut me off on the highway. What am I going to do then? The ego doesn't want to die, but we have a better way through the spiritual awakening, this higher consciousness and power within us. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and frightened, though a situation had not been entirely our fault, we try to disregard the other person entirely. Wow, it's telling us when we do the fourth step, disregard the other person entirely. What do they have to do with it? You can only get upset if you accept what they're saying. If somebody says something angrily to you or whatever it is, you can only get upset if you react to it in that way. So anyway, so I wanted to get to this. This is, look, you already had the topping ready, but this last thing, if you already didn't get rid of all your resentments and anger, this is going to do it. And if this doesn't do it, you haven't been listening. You've been listening intellectually. You haven't been taking it in here. So after that, I can't help you, right? So we go to page 552. Okay. And again, why do they call this freedom from bondage? I don't know. Just like they have a chapter in this book called There's a Solution. Why do they call it There's a Solution? I don't know. Why do they call that one book called New Pair of Glasses to Drop the Rock, right? We don't even have to go any farther. It tells us the answer there. It's so simple. This program is simple, but it's difficult to get out of the self and get out of our own way. That's the whole thing. So on page 552, in the first paragraph, it says, if you have resentment you want to be free of, if you will pray for the person or thing that you resent, you will be free. Okay. We were in imprisonment before. We were in solitary confinement. If you will ask in prayer for everything you want for yourself to be given to them, you will be free. Ask for their health, their prosperity, their happiness, and you will be free. What does that mean? You will be free. What does freedom from bondage mean? Okay. If you read this, if you believe it, and it's true, because people who put this in their lives, if you have resentment towards somebody, put their name in here. Even when you don't really want it for them and your prayers are only words, and you don't mean it, go ahead and do it anyway. Hey, this is one important thing. Even if you don't feel it, act as if. Understand all of these emotions and feelings are false. They're coming from the false self, from the ego. When you have that understanding, that's all you need. Whether you feel at this moment, but 50% of it go away. If I said the sky is yellow, but it's blue, you laugh, right? All of these emotions and feelings and resentments and anger could be laughed at. They're coming from a lower level of thinking. When we have this higher spirituality comes in and takes over us, it doesn't matter. And when it does, we go back and read something here like this, and it just comes back. And after a while, it's like somebody going to the gym and doing exercise. They keep on doing and doing and doing it. And then you're building up that spiritual muscle, like the spiritual muscle. We came in here, we were spiritually bankrupt. A lot of us were weaklings spiritually, but it's like the 90-pound weakling who becomes a Mr. America. He works out his whole life, right? And so the same with us. Believe me, you could become way above most people in their spirituality when you go out in the world, interact with people from coming in this program. Do it every day for 2 weeks, and you will find you have come to mean it and to want it for them. And you will realize that where you felt bitterness and resentment and hatred, you will now feel compassionate, understanding, and love. What more do we have to say? That last sentence, because that's our basic nature. Our basic nature is compassion, understanding, and love. That's it. That's it. When you get out of the self, you'll feel that. It'd be like you won the lottery. If you won the lottery and you saw somebody in the street, you give them a hug, right? Even if they were an enemy of yours, and you got to realize you won the lottery every day, and you have that higher conscious and bring it in. You'll have that understanding. You'll be free. People won't be able to control you anymore. That hate, hate, anger, whatever it is, resentment. So anyway, this is great. I hope everybody had that spiritual awakening.